The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
A snappy day, my dear children. Hope you all are very healthy. You are taking our instructions properly. That is, what are the instructions? Having good food and taking plenty of water. First of all, before I begin my class, let me say sorry. You know what is the reason? The reason is last week I haven't checked your file, and most of you, I think majority of you have sent me the files updated. That is, last week's class you have completed and you have sent me the file, and I have only seen the names. I have just scrolled and I have seen, but I haven't checked your file and I haven't sent the message, replied also. Surely I will be rectifying my mistake this week. Along with this week's class, I will be checking your file and I will be sending you the reply also. Is that okay, my dear children? So no more complaints will be coming. Surely I will be doing it this week so that I will make you happy. So shall I begin my class, children? So last week we have, till this class, that is previous classes, we have studied about the external agents. That is, which are the external agents? River, sea waves, wind and the glaciers. We have studied the landforms formed by the agent river, that is erosion, as well as deposition. We studied the landforms formed by the agent sea waves, erosion as well as deposition. And we studied the different landforms formed by the agent wind also. Many landforms, new landforms we have studied: waterfall, V-shaped valley, floodplains, delta, formed by the agent river. Then sea waves, mushroom rocks, birkens we studied. By the wind, mushroom rocks and birkens. And sea waves, which are the sea cliff, stacks, all these things we have studied. Now this week, the last portion of it, that is the landforms created by the agent glacier. What do you mean by this glacier, children? In the very beginning I have said the mass of ice and snow flowing from the higher altitude is called as glacier. Mass of ice and snow falling from the higher altitude, falling from the mountainous region is called as glacier. And this ice and snow has the ability, that is, higher slope il ninnu ozhugi varunathu endana vellathinu pagaram it is coming, that is same process, that is what we are seeing. Instead of water, river, water, ice and snow, it is coming from the higher altitudes. And this glacier, this mass of ice and snow has the ability to create landform. How? That is, it has got the ability for both erosion as well as depositional process. It has got the ability to do both the process, that is carrying the material, sand particles from one region to another region is called as erosion, and depositing elsewhere in the low-lying region is called as deposition. And this glacier has the ability to do both, that is erosion as well as deposition. And there is different erosional processes are there, that is different erosional landforms are formed because of the work done by this glaciers. For this, let us watch a video.
This is a breathtaking view of the Perito Moreno Glacier in Patagonia, Argentina. What is a glacier? Glaciers are massive perennial ice blocks that are formed on land due to recrystallization of snow or other forms of precipitation. These blocks of ice tend to move in the direction of slope. Like river water, glaciers too play the role of erosion, transportation and deposition as they move downwards. As glaciers are solid, they move at a much slower speed as compared to flowing rivers. The speed of a glacier is dependent on three factors. They are the thickness of the ice, the temperature, and the slope of the land. The movement of the glacier is slow in comparison to that of a river. However, because its mass is large, the erosion caused by its movement is substantially high. Let us study the landforms created by glaciers because of erosion. The ice in the depressions near the base of the mountain slope melts and starts flowing. This erodes the floor and sides of the depression. An easy chair-shaped landform results from this erosion. Such landforms are called cirques. The erosive action of glaciers also forms valleys. U-shaped valleys are formed when the base of the valleys becomes flat and broad due to erosion, and the sides become steep. Glaciers also create landforms as they move down the slope. Let us learn about the type of landforms created by the transportation and deposition action of glaciers. The load carried or transported by the glaciers is called moraine. Moraines are of different types. They are classified by the location in which they are found. If the material is deposited at the base of the glacier, it is called ground moraine. On the other hand, if the material is deposited on the banks of the glacier, it is called lateral moraine. When two glaciers that are adjacent fuse together on their inner sides, the load deposited in the center of the glacier is called medial moraine. When the glacier turns into a stream, the flowing water is unable to carry the moraine any further. Hence, the load gets deposited here. Since the moraine deposition is found at the terminal end of the glacier, it is called a terminal moraine.
Now you would have understood how the landforms are formed or created by the agent glacier, because continuously it flows along the higher regions, and when it is coming down, it will be bringing sand particles, dust particles and rock particles, and along with that it will be rubbing and coming, and with that erosion will be taking place. And such type of erosion, due to erosion, two landforms are formed. One is cirques. C-I-R-Q-U-E is pronounced as not cirques, it is pronounced as cirques. So what is this cirque? Armchair like valleys formed due to erosion by glaciers. This is all you need to write it in your file. And then the next type of valley, what it is formed due to erosion. In the river, how it is formed? Due to the continuous erosion inside the river bed, how it is formed? V-shaped valleys are formed. Same way, due to continuous erosion by the ice and snow, along the edges, along the sides, it is not V-shaped, it gets carved and a shape takes, that shape is called as U-shaped valley. That is U-shaped valley, erosion caused by the continuous movement of glaciers. This is what you have to write it in your file. Now, these two things are due to erosion. Now, what is this? You would have already seen in the video moraines. What are these moraines? From the higher, erosion is there, the other side of the coin is deposition. So, the particles carried by the ice and snow, that is the dust particles, pebbles, rocks, all these things will be coming along with this ice and snow, and it gets deposited, and they get, and this is deposited in the lower region. That is in the end, at the end's end, in the middle and in the side, lateral side, middle side at the end. These three depositions, the depositions of the done by the glaciers are called as moraines. The deposition of rock particles, sand particles done by the glacier is called as moraine. So, the deposition of sediments. What do you mean by sediments? Particles carried down by the glaciers. Carried down from where? From the higher altitude to the low-lying region. Is that clear? So, this is what you need to write it in your file. Okay? Now, you would have understood the landforms that are created by different agents due to erosion as well as deposition. So, what happens in the earth's surface is, due to erosion and due to deposition, sometimes due to erosion, the higher regions, the elevated regions will be leveled. That is mountainous regions, erosion karanam higher regions, elevated regions എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? മണലും കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം പൊട്ടിപ്പൊടിഞ്ഞ് അതൊന്ന് ലെവലാവും. So that process is called as degradation. So what happens in the process of erosion and deposition? Sometimes what happens in the earth's surface, the elevated regions, the elevated regions means the regions of higher altitude, they may get leveled. Higher altitudes പൊടിയുമ്പോൾ അത് ലെവലായി സമനിരപ്പായി മാറാൻ ചാൻസസ് ഉണ്ട് because of erosion, and that process is called as degradation. And sometimes what happens is the low-lying region may get filled because of deposition. In the process of erosion and deposition, some changes will take place in the earth's surface. What are those changes? That is in a higher altitude, the elevated regions, due to erosion, that places may get filled up because of that places may get leveled because of erosion. And in the low-lying region, what will happen? താഴ്ന്ന ഭാഗങ്ങളിൽ എന്താവും? ഈ ഒരു പൊടിഞ്ഞ സാധനങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് ഡെപ്പോസിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് എന്താവും? They may get filled up. ആ ഭാഗങ്ങൾ ഉയർച്ച കയറി നിൽക്കാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. And such process is called as aggradation. So degradation means leveling of higher altitude or elevated region is called as, because of erosion, is called as degradation, and filling of low-lying region because of deposition is called as aggradation. Whether it is degradation or aggradation, it is the gradation, that is the earth's surface changes are taking place. Some changes will take place in the earth's surface very slowly. External forces in the river, wind, sea waves, glacier, ഈ ഒരു എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ ഏജൻസിൻ്റെ നേച്ചറിൽ വരുന്ന ആ ഒരു നേച്ചറിൻ്റെ ആ ഒരു ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്, ദീസ് ആർ ഓൾ ഫോഴ്സസ് ഓഫ് നേച്ചർ. വിൻഡ്, റിവർ, ഗ്ലേഷ്യർ, ഓൾ ദീസ് ആർ ദ ഫോഴ്സസ് ഓഫ് നേച്ചർ. ഇവർ കൊണ്ടുവരുന്ന മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വളരെ പതുക്കെ it will happen very slowly. That is, it is a continuous, we cannot stop it, we cannot prevent it. But there are some factors, there are some activities which will affect us very fast. Who are the creators of those activities? I said external agents എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് natural forces ആണ്. We cannot stop it. But there are other forces. Who are these other forces? It is none other than we human. So the human activities, that bring changes in the earth's surface. There are certain role of human in bringing changes in the earth's surface. What are these changes? What all changes can a human bring in this earth's surface? Reclamation of wet land. Don't you think so? ഈ വെറ്റ്ലാൻഡിനെ മുഴുവനും അതിനെ നികത്തി അതിൽ കൊണ്ട് കുറേ മണ്ണും കെട്ടി അതിൽ കൊണ്ട് ബിൽഡിങ്ങും കെട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ സംഭവിക്കും? വെള്ളം എവിടെ കയറുന്ന പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് ഇറങ്ങാനുള്ളൊരു ചാൻസ് നമ്മൾ മാറ്റി. അപ്പോൾ കലാമിറ്റി, നാച്ചുറൽ കലാമിറ്റിക്ക് വഴിയൊരുക്കി കൊടുക്കുകയാണ്. റെക്ലമേഷൻ ഓഫ് വെറ്റ്ലാൻഡ്. സെക്കൻഡ് ഇസ് deforestation, cutting down trees. Isn't it? Destruction of hills. Sand mining. All these things are the role of human activities in bringing changes in the earth's surface. So already we have studied, so already I have explained to you role of human activities in bringing changes to the earth's surface. Reclamation of agricultural fields, unscientific construction practices, deforestation, destruction of hills. All these things, because live example, flood ഒക്കെ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ തന്നെയാണ്. റെക്ലമേഷൻ ഓഫ് അഗ്രികൾച്ചറൽ ഫീൽഡ്സും ഓർ റെക്ലമേഷൻ ഓഫ് വെറ്റ്ലാൻഡ്സ്, ഇതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് മുമ്പേ വന്നിരുന്ന ഫ്ലഡൊക്കെ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു കറക്റ്റായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ തന്നെയാണ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഹ്യൂമൻ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ്. സോ I think with this I have concluded the lesson. There is an activity that is in page number 62 of your textbook. Complete the given worksheet in the light of the information gathered from this chapter. They have given the pictures, name of the landform, geomorphic agent, process of formation. You need not do it in the file. This sort of question may come. അവർ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഫിഗർ തന്നിട്ട് എന്താണ് പ്രോസസ്സ് എന്ന് ചോദിക്കാം. ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫിഗർ ഇസ് നെയിം ഓഫ് ദ ലാൻഡ് ഫോം ഏതാണ്? സീ ക്ലിഫ്. ജിയോമോർഫിക് ഏജൻറ്റ് ഏതായിരിക്കും? സീ വേവ്സ്. ആൻഡ് പ്രോസസ് ഓഫ് ഫോർമേഷൻ, ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് എറോഷൻ ഓർ ഡെപ്പോസിഷൻ? ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എറോഷൻ. ദ സെക്കൻഡ് പിക്ചർ, വിച്ച് ഇസ് ഇറ്റ്? ഏതാണ് സെക്കൻഡ് വൺ? മഷ്റൂം റോക്ക്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ജിയോമോർഫിക് ഏജൻറ്റ് ഏതാണ്? ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് which is a geomorphic agent? It is wind. And the process of formation, it is erosion or deposition? It is erosion. So like this. Third one is stack. Geomorphic agent is sea waves and the process is erosion, due to erosion. അടുത്തത് നോക്കൂ. It is glacier ആണ്. ഓൾറെഡി വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആം ചെയർ വാലി, നെയിം ഓഫ് ദ ലാൻഡ് ഫോം. It is arm chair like valley. Geomorphic agent, who is the agent responsible over here? It is glacier. And the process of formation, it is erosion. And the rest too, one is beach. Geomorphic agent is sea wave. And the process of formation is, it's not erosion, it is deposition. The last one, it is Barkans. And geomorphic agent, it is wind. And the process of formation, it is deposition. So with this I conclude this chapter. Lesson is over, and now I think your timetable will be coming by next week. You will have the test portions we will be giving you. Study well, my dear children. If you have got any doubt, you're free to call and ask. So don't have any fear. What you are studying, make it a point to study it with full confidence. That is, what you are studying, you study it with understanding. And what you have, what I have given on the board, you can jot it in your file. And that is all you need to study. So if you complete your file, send it to me, and then till I meet you in the next class, have a great day. Bye, my dear children.